2009, a chemistry student in Ukraine made a grave and fatal mistake after attempting to create a more potent sour taste in his bubblegum. 25-year-old Vladimir Lakonos had created the sour substance on his own with the use of a safe chemical mix. But on one fateful day, he accidentally dipped the gum into a still unidentified acidic substance next to his working desk. When Lakonos slipped the gum into his mouth and bit down, the gum exploded and blew apart his entire face. While other chemists analyzed the gum to figure out just what Lakonos was working on at the time of his death, all they could understand was his accidental creation of a small bomb. In 1854, the blossoming city of Cincinnati, Ohio became a town of nightmares for one teenager who visited a circus traveling through the state. While specific details are scarce, it's presumed 13-year-old William Snyder volunteered to be the subject of a skit involving the performing clowns. However, something in the show went terribly wrong, as one of the clowns proceeded to pick Snyder up and swing him by his ankles. Whether it be the sheer and constant G-force of being swung at such high speeds to stay afloat, or a heart attack brought on by pure terror, Snyder died almost instantly. His death certificate, which states he was killed by being swung around by the heels of a circus clown, can be found in a museum in Los Angeles. In 2007, a freak accident that seemed to have come out of a Chuck Jones cartoon claimed the life of 24-year-old Humberto Hernandez. As Hernandez and his wife exited a flower shop and were headed to dinner, an SUV's tire blew out, causing it to careen off the side of the road and strike a fire hydrant with such immense force, it dislodged from the sidewalk and was sent flying through the air. The 200-pound hydrant struck Hernandez in the back of the head. He was killed instantly. Police arriving on the scene declared Hernandez's death a freak accident and admitted they had never seen anything like that before. On April 3rd in 2009, one of America's favorite fast food restaurants was involved in the death of 49-year-old Diana Durr. After traveling across the country with her husband to sell their dog to a third party, they agreed to meet under a large Taco Bell sign for the exchange. However, before the trade took place, the 65-foot sign weighing hundreds of pounds buckled and fell atop the passenger side of the vehicle, completely crushing Diana. Her husband's finger was amputated, but both he and the dog survived. Police were unable to identify the cause of the falling sign, which was built to withstand winds up to 110 miles per hour. In 1893, Henry Zeigeland instigated a chain of events that led to one of the most bizarre deaths of all time. Enraged after a breakup, Zeigeland's ex-girlfriend ordered her older brother to murder her former lover. Her older brother attacked Zeigeland, shooting him across the face outside the man's home. Believing his task had been completed, the older brother turned the gun on himself and ended his own life. However, Zeigeland had actually survived the attack, with the bullet merely grazing his forehead and lodging itself into a nearby tree. Believing the worst of it over, Zeigeland continued on with his life. 20 years later, Zeigeland decided to cut the tree in front of his home down. To make the job considerably easier, he used dynamite to simply knock the tree over. What he didn't expect was for the explosion to knock the bullet loose and send it flying through the air, right through his head, killing him on the spot.